Hello everyone, Lytro Storm here, and today we're going to be continuing into the Android Saga with What If Vegeta Recruited the Frieza Force, Part 3. If you need a recap, I'll provide one right now. So in the last part, we discussed how the gang defeated the Frieza Force with a few changes here and there, but ultimately besides Vegeta's massively improved strength and Piccolo's slightly decreased strength, it hasn't made much of a larger difference yet. However, maybe that could change with this part. Make sure you subscribe if you enjoyed this video, as only 40% of my viewers are subscribed. As always, be sure to join my Discord and follow me on Twitter. Links in the description. So now we'll pick up after the 3-year time skip into the Android Saga. Nothing much really changes up until Vegeta arrives to the fight. Along with him, the rest of Vegeta's comrades land next to the Z Fighters. Vegeta wins against 19, slightly easier, but Android 20 still escapes. However, due to exactly 7 more people being present, he is caught and stopped. Trunks, who had arrived earlier, tells him that these are not the androids. 20 immediately speaks up, yelling that he can get the others and have them fight if that would make them feel better. Vegeta agrees with this and allows him to go to his lab where he activates 17 and 18, who activates 16. 17 then surprise kills 20 and Vegeta smirks, ready to face a true challenge. Trunks warns against it, but his father had already made up his mind. Vegeta fought 18 and did much better than in canon, but still lost. However, his arm was not broken by 18's kick. When everyone jumps in, they do a little better than in canon, but still get bodied by the androids together. The androids then escape and search for Goku while everyone heals with Senzu beans. Goku's heart virus is cured, and then he tells everyone of the time chamber. Vegeta and Trunks go in to train, whilst Piccolo fuses with Kami, fights Cell, and basically everything stays constant. When Tenshinhan uses the Neo Tri-Beam against Cell, all of the Vegeta Force use their signature moves to aid him. Goldo uses Psychokinesis to attack him with boulders, Kui uses a volley of Ki Blasts, Dodoria uses the Dodoria Beam, and Zarbon uses the Elegant Blaster. Oh yeah, also, Raccoon uses his Eraser Gun, and Berter and Jace both use a combined Crusher Cannon. Vegeta and Trunks then arrive, and Vegeta fights Cell, lets him go perfect. Basically, once again it all realigns, and by this point I hope you're starting to see the trend. After the Cell Games is announced, everyone goes in the time chamber like usual, and Vegeta instructs his crew to all go into the time chamber so that they might be useful against Cell. Also, instead of going alone, Vegeta goes in with Zarbon, and Trunks goes in with Jace, and Piccolo goes in with Berter. Everyone else just goes in as it would make sense. The Cell Games arrives, and the only difference is that Cell spawns 7 more Cell Juniors to account for the 7 more fighters, which means that there are 14. Yeah. That's a few too many for our entire gang to survive. Goku protects the Earthlings, while Vegeta protects the Vegeta Force. However, not everyone will survive that. Tenshinhan and Yamcha both die once more, and Kui and Dodoria die as well. This angers Vegeta and Goku, and eventually Gohan goes Super Saiyan 2 after 16 dies and kills all the Cell Juniors. Gohan's Cell fight goes the same too, and everyone is resurrected. Maybe the Buu Saga will change? Please let the Buu Saga change. I think this might actually be the case, as Vegeta would seek out the androids and have them join him so that he can get stronger. Goku may never come back, but he's gotta be training in Otherworld, so he's gotta be training to beat him there. 18 doesn't want to join, so Vegeta searches for 17. 17 actually agrees to stop by and train though. Of course, he becomes a park ranger and has a family eventually, so he trains with them less, but still does train. This leads to a massive improvement in strength for everyone involved. By the Buu Saga, Vegeta is stronger than Goku is. Not much else may have changed, but it's a start. Oh yeah, also Trunks is much stronger as well due to his father allowing him to train with him more. Nothing changes other than they're all going to join in the tournament when it happens. But everyone has to leave the tournament, so that once again doesn't change much. Everyone beats their opponents at Babidi's ship, and Vegeta still goes Majin. However, here Vegeta is much stronger than in canon. Also, I want to say that 17 was the one fighting Dabura just to conserve energy, because he can't get his energy absorbed. To combat Vegeta's strength, 17 fights Vegeta to ensure that Babidi doesn't get any more energy. 17 tries convincing Vegeta that he's more than this, but it doesn't work. and so 17 is forced to knock the prince out. It may seem questionable, but to me, based on 17's strength in Super and his advanced training in this timeline, he should be able to beat Vegeta at this point. I'm not saying he's as strong as he is in Super, but he is definitely strong. With this, Goku is able to stop Babidi and Dabura from summoning Buu, and Vegeta is set back to normal, away from Babidi's spell. Goku then decides to come back to life using the Namek Dragon Balls to make sure everything stays in check. So hey, a lot changed, but that's kind of a negative, because now everyone's weaker. So let's go into the Beerus Saga. Goku vs. Beerus goes the same. Beerus goes to Earth and beats everyone. Goku shows up and everyone does the ritual, giving him Super Saiyan God, and he fights Beerus, still losing like in canon. Vegeta then goes to train with Whis to catch up to Goku, and Goku eventually goes too. So yeah, that's the entire saga. Zarbon and the others still continue their training with Trunks, Goten, and 17 though. We then get to the Golden Frieza Saga. Frieza arrives on Earth after training for 4 months and being resurrected. He brings his forces, and now the Z Fighters consist of Gohan, Piccolo, Krillin, Tenshinhan, Roshi, Jocko, 17, Zarbon, Dodoria, Kui, Goldo, Jace, Birder, and Raccoon. They defeat the soldiers much faster than in canon, and 17 takes on Togama while Gohan and Piccolo team up on Shisami. Ginyu still swaps bodies with Togama while being a frog, and everyone is surprised, especially the Ginyu Force. They really want to get the captain to join them, and so they make sure to leave him and Shisami unconscious. 17 then rushes in to attack Frieza, and the two go blow for blow. Frieza then goes into his final form, and Goku and Vegeta arrive. 17 then backs off and lets the two handle this. Vegeta easily defeats Frieza and kills him. Yeah. He then looks over to see Ginyu and Shisami and smirks. He wakes them up and threatens them to join him or die right there. So I know I said in part 1 that Vegeta killed Ginyu, however I'm actually retconning that, because I think Vegeta would keep him alive for a little bit longer. So Ginyu wakes up from unconsciousness, and Vegeta is like, hey, you gotta join me. And then Ginyu is like, okay. And then he tries to backstab him, trying to swap bodies with him once again, but there's a frog. So yeah, the whole frog thing still happens. They then leave Ginyu in a frog state forever. So yeah, that's why Ginyu's back to life. I just needed to make that retcon, because I forgot to in part 2. So yeah, Vegeta then wakes the two up and threatens them to join him or die right there. The two agree to join him and begin training with the others. Vegeta returns to training them as well. The Universe 6 saga still happens and goes the exact same, other than Ginyu is brought in instead of Majin Buu, and Ginyu passes. Ginyu wants to go in after Piccolo to finish Frost off, as he was severely weakened and he wanted to show him the punishment for not fighting fairly. When Ginyu and Frost battle, Frost is caught off guard due to being so weak, and Ginyu uses his body change on him, stealing his far stronger body. Frost is shocked by this, but Ginyu then blasts him off the ring. Frost complains, but Champa is absolutely fine with Ginyu keeping his body due to him putting a bad name on Universe 6's sportsmanship. Ginyu then fights Vegeta but loses due to Frost's body being weakened from the last 3 fights. Vegeta beats Vegeta and almost beats Hit as well. Goku then fights Hit, almost beats Hit as well with Kaioken. Hit then loses to Monaka, and Universe 7 wins like in canon. The Goku Black Arc happens mostly per normal, so let's move on. Tournament of Power time. We'll replace 18 due to not bringing anything new to the table in terms of technique, and being weaker than most of the roster regardless. Frieza obviously isn't coming since we've got a lot more people, so we gotta drop him as well. We'll replace 18 with Ginyu, who has Frost's body, and Frieza with Jace. Frost also still has Togama's body. Frost takes out Krillin once the tournament starts, and Ginyu attacks him. Frost is determined to get revenge, but ultimately Ginyu's new body was far stronger than his, and Ginyu knocks him out of the ring. Everything goes basically the same, other than now Ginyu and Jace aid Gohan a few times rather than Frieza. And for the parts where 18 helps 17, he's stronger than he can, so he can make up for 18 not being there. Eventually, the two get knocked out, most likely by Dispo, and Gohan becomes significantly more disadvantaged and probably gets knocked out as well. However, if Dispo attacks Vegeta whilst he's fighting Topo, he could likely beat him as well due to the massive strength advantage he now has. Vegeta would still get knocked out, giving his energy to Goku and cementing him and 17 as the last stand for Universe 7. Once Goku's body gives out an Ultra Instinct, 17 steps in and fights off Jiren, but loses even with his higher power than in canon. Without Frieza there to help, it's just going to be so much harder to win. The gap is just simply too wide. Jiren then walks over to Goku and lifts him up and tosses him out of the ring. Jiren then makes a selfish wish, most likely to see who killed his parents, and all the universes are erased. And that's where we'll leave this series, because we can't really continue, can we? I really wanted it to go on for longer, and I really wanted more to change. I tried my best to change as much as possible without, going off randomly. But everything past Namek either has little change, or changes that lead to a shorter series. I hope you guys enjoyed the series regardless, and check out some of my other videos if you haven't already. Hopefully they can have more satisfying conclusions. But as always, tell me if you liked the finale, comment your requests for future videos, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.